Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's news bulletin by Dalsan TV. I'm your presenter, Ifrah Noor. Let's hear the top stories that made our headlines for the day. Sodma receives a consignment of aid from a Turkish humanitarian agency for flood-ravaged families. Somali Parliament Speaker lands in Baidoa for ongoing consultative meeting. Chinese government hands over $135,000 to Sodma to help flood victims. And finally, senior Al-Shabaab leader surrenders to Somali army forces in Mudug region. Welcome back, dear viewers. Somali Disaster Management Agency Sodma Commissioner Mohammed Muallim received a shipment of aid consisting of food items, mosquito nets and raincoats from the Humanitarian Relief Foundation. The donation is expected to be disbursed to flood-ravaged families across the country. Our reporter has more on the story.
Somali Disaster Management Agency Commissioner Mohammed Muallim received a shipment of aid consisting of food items, mosquito nets and raincoats from Humanitarian Relief Foundation in the capital Mogadishu on Thursday. The donation is expected to be disbursed to flood-ravaged families across the country. Muallim thanked the humanitarian organization for its continuous unwavering support of Somalia and pledged that aid consignments will be delivered to flood victims in the coming days. Somalia is currently facing a humanitarian crisis due to the deluge rains that have caused havoc across the Horn of the African nation, especially in the central and southern parts. The ongoing floods in the country have so far killed at least 53 people and displaced thousands of others from their homes after rivers burst their banks, especially in Jubaland and Hirshabelle states.
Somalia's lower house speaker Sheikh Adan Madowe has on Wednesday arrived in Baidoa, the interim administrative capital of Southwest State. The speaker is expected to attend the ongoing consultative meeting of members of the bicameral parliament from the region that kicked off on Tuesday.
Somalia's lower house speaker Sheikh Adan Madowe has on Wednesday arrived in Baidoa, the interim capital of Southwest State. He was warmly received at Shati Gadoud Airport by the regional state president Abdulaziz Hassan Laftagadin, ministers, state and federal MPs from both houses, and members of the public. The speaker is expected to attend the ongoing consultative meeting of members of the bicameral parliament from the region that kicked off on Tuesday. The meeting is focused on expediting the war against Al-Shabaab militant group. The group, despite losing grip over central Somalia, still holds command over the southern region. The Hassan Sheikh-led Mahmoud administration kicked off the second offensive against Al-Shabaab in the southern bastions earlier this month. Other key issues to be discussed in the meeting include the completion of Somalia's constitution and the implementation of the National Consultative Council's agreement in Baidoa on May 27, 2023.
Chinese government has on Wednesday donated $139,318.45 to Somalia federal government to bolster the ongoing flood mitigation measures. The ongoing floods in the country have so far killed at least 53 people, according to Sodma, and displaced thousands of others from their homes after rivers burst their banks, especially in Jubaland and Hirshabelle states. Our reporter has more on the story.
The Chinese government has on Wednesday donated $139,318 to the Somali federal government to bolster the ongoing flood mitigation measures. The Chinese embassy in Mogadishu handed the funds to the Somali Disaster Management Agency. The Chinese ambassador to Somalia, Fei Shengchao, handed over the assistance of Mohammed Muallim, the commissioner of the Somali agency responsible for disaster. Ambassador Shengchao expressed hope that joint efforts by the Somali government and the international partners will play a pivotal role in relieving the burden from the flood victims and offer another opportunity to rebuild their lives. The Commission and top officials from the Somali Ministry of Foreign Affairs thanked the Chinese government for its timely assistance and pledged to closely work with them and other international partners in the flood response and relief efforts. China is the first country to deliver assistance to Somali federal government to flood-affected families since the onset of the disaster.
And finally, a senior Al-Shabaab militant leader, Abdurrahman Hili Ibrahim, known as Abu Abdurrahman, surrendered to Somalia's Gorgor commandos based in the Harar Dere district of the Mudug region on Wednesday. Our reporter Abdurrahman Yusuf with the full story.
Abdurrahman Hiti Ibrahim, also known as Abu Abdurrahman, a senior Al-Shabaab insurgency militant leader, surrendered to the Somalia's Gorgor commandos based in the Harar Dere district of the Mudug region on Wednesday. Security officials told the media that the defector held a leadership role within the group overseeing Nurdugle and Gulane areas in the Middle Shabelle region for the past 7 years. The surrender of the senior Al-Shabaab leader coincides with the recent increase in the number of Al-Shabaab members surrendering to the Somali government forces. The security officials attributed to the high number of the Al-Shabaab militants surrendering to the government officials due to the ongoing offensive operations in the country. And secondly, the president's amnesty may be an alluring offer to the insurgents.
Dear viewers, that's all we have prepared for you today. Kindly stay connected to Dalsan TV's platforms and we wish you a lovely evening.